Thanks.
No problem. What are you writing over there, your memoirs?
Battling this jackass on his blog's message board.
Yeah, come in.
This guy in a wheelchair, always preying on everyone's sympathies, writing these long diatribes about how he'll never walk again and how walkers should appreciate the blessings of their functioning legs.
That diatribe, as you call it, sounds like some poor crippled guy pouring out his heart and feelings.
Oh, fuck him, man. Trying to guilt me into walking around more because he's all gimped out? What kind of mindfuck is that? So I've been getting into it with him, throwing it back in his stupid, creepy boy face about how I love to just lay around and how I'd rather drive to the end of the block than walk.
The guy's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's why I called him a creepy boy.
What's the matter with you?
Well, what'd I do now?
Some poor crippled guy finally finds a way to reach out to a world he feels isolated from, and you somehow find a way to take fault with him.
Sure, take his side.
Have you become so embittered that now you feel the need to attack the handicapped?
What handicapped? The guy's in a wheelchair. It's not like he's Anne Frank or something.
Anne Frank?
Yeah, Anne Frank. You know, the chick that was all... till the miracle worker came along and knocked some sense into her.
You're talking about Helen Keller.
No, I'm talking about Anne Frank. She was deaf, dumb, and blind.
No, Helen Keller was deaf, dumb, and blind.
You sure?
Yep.
I mean, what the fuck is Anne Frank?
Anne Frank's the little Jewish girl who hid in a secret room with her family from the Nazis. She wrote a diary.
Oh, yeah. Well, then I guess this guy is like Anne Frank. Well, with the diary, you know?
No, he's like Helen Keller with the handicap, you jerk.
Always got to be right. You Nazi douchebag. You know what I just watched?
What?
Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah?
Which did you like better, Jedi or The Empire Strikes Back?
Empire.
Blasphemy.
Empire had the better ending. Luke gets his hand cut off, finds out Vader's his father, Han gets frozen and taken away by Boba Fett. It ends on such a down note, and that's life, a series of down endings. All Jedi had was a bunch of Muppets.
There was something else going on in Jedi. I can never put my finger on it, but there was something else going on.
Yeah, what's that?
Vader's boss.
The Emperor?
Yeah, he's like a spiritual leader of some sort, right?
How do you mean?
I mean, he's like the Pope of the dark side of the Force. He's he's kind of like a holy man, a shaman, maybe? Kind of, albeit an evil one.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, he's in charge of the Empire. The entire government is under his rule, and the entire galaxy is under his control.
Yeah?
So wouldn't that logically mean that it's a theocracy?
It would stand to reason, yeah.
Yeah. You know, the only problem with that is that at no point did Leia or any of the other rebel forces declare a particular belief.
I think they were Catholics.
Pack of smokes?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
You know what else I just realized?
There's more?
They built another Death Star, right?
Yeah.
That first one they built was completed and fully operational before the rebels destroyed it.
Luke blew it up. Give credit where it's due.
And the second one was still being built when they blew it up.
Compliments of Lando Calrissian.
There was something going on in that movie. Something, I can never put my finger on it, but something was going on.
And you figured it out.
Well, the first Death Star was manned by the Imperial Army. It had dignitaries, stormtroopers, Imperials.
Basically.
So when they blew it up, no problem, evil's punished.
And the second time around?
The second time around, it was still being built. It was still under construction.
So?
So, a construction job of that magnitude would require a hell of a lot more manpower than the Imperial Army had to offer. You think the average stormtrooper knows how to install a toilet main? They needed somebody else in that. They needed They needed plumbers, aluminum siders, roofers.
Not just imperialists, is that what you're getting at?
Exactly.
Why are you so uneasy with its destruction?
All those innocent contractors brought in to do a job were killed. Casualties of a war they had nothing to do with. All right, look. You're a roofer. A juicy government contract comes your way. I mean, you got the wife, the kids, the two-story in suburbia. I mean, this is a government contract, which means all sorts of benefits. All of a sudden, left-wing militants come out of nowhere and blow you within a 3-mile radius. You didn't ask for that. You got no personal politics.
What are you talking about?
The end of Return of the Jedi.
My friend is trying to convince me that any independent contractors working on the Death Star were innocent victims when the space station was destroyed by the rebels.
Well, I'm a contractor myself. I'm a roofer. Done and ready home improvements. And speaking as a roofer, I could tell you that a roofer's personal politics comes heavily into play when choosing jobs.
Yeah, like when?
3 months ago, I was offered a job up in the hills. Beautiful house, tons of property. It was a simple reshingling job. And I was told that if I was finished within a day, my price would be doubled. Till I realized whose house it was.
Whose house was it?
Dominic Bambino's.
Babyface Bambino, the gangster?
The same. The money was right, but the risk was too high. I knew who he was, and based on that, I passed the job on to a friend of mine.
Based on personal politics.
Right, and that week the Fereshi family put a hit on Babyface's house. My friend was shot and killed. He didn't even finish reshingling.
No way.
I'm alive because I knew the risks involved in taking on that particular client. My friend, he wasn't so lucky. You know, any contractor working on that Death Star knew the risks involved. If they were killed, their own fault. Roofer listens to this, not his wallet. Oh, and by the way, my kid's in a wheelchair.